Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Bird the Nerd with his latest video game market report. It is hot as heck here in Washington, so I'm wearing a tank top. Yeah, it's hot. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to do a quick report on some video games here. Nothing crazy. I'll keep this around 20 minutes, but this data I got was actually from this past week. But we'll take a look at kind of some of the sales from the yesterday and just the past week in itself. And I hope you guys do enjoy all of the videos that we do on this channel. And if you do, please hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends about the show, and we'll keep this going. We are going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time for our comic book show. So go in there. We're trying to get at least 25 live, and I'll do a pretty big giveaway. But in the meantime, if we get up to 150 views on this guy, or at least 12 to 15 hours, I will do a giveaway for a sealed video game of my choice to the 150th or best comment left in the section. So keep some comments in there, forward this video off to your friends, and just have them view it. Just trying to do some marketing to pump up the numbers here on the show. So like I said, I didn't have a ton of stuff to go over today, but the market is what it is, and it's doing what it's thing. I still really think the video game market for collecting is in its infancy, and that's why I really do enjoy doing it. I know there's a lot of, it's again, like it's in its infancy. There's not a ton of data out there, and there are a lot of niche markets. But for right now, if you are starting to just dabble into the comic book collecting, the video game collecting market, I would say just stick to the ones that you know. Pokemon, for example, is a pretty hot and consistent one. Mario, a lot of Nintendo titles that do really well. You have Zelda, which always does well just because of the great storyline. There are particular ones you can invest in. I hope the data that I find here helps you kind of determine what video games to go after. And yeah, again, just click that like button for us, and we'll keep going. So first off, just in kind of celebration of pre-orders for the new Madden game coming out, which is about, I don't know, 10 years in the making. I wanted to look up some Madden games, and this was the first Madden game I ever played, Madden 98 on the Super Nintendo. The graphics weren't great, but the gameplay was awesome. You had Madden, and Pat Summerall as a commentator for the game. It was a lot of fun. If you're in your late 30s or early 40s, I bet Super Tecmo Bowl was one of probably the first game you ever played. But this was the football game to go on forever, and I would say it was EA Sports' most noticeable game ever at the time. So let's take a look at the market and see. Sports games don't really go for a ton of money, so take that with a grain of salt. But I just thought this would be one game to kind of look at. It'd be kind of fun. All right, so let's see here. There's a Madden 99. So yeah, the 16.99 doesn't go for a ton of money, but I'm not mad at this. $24.95 for a Madden game. Who knows? Like later down the road, it might be something that is worth of value. I know, especially since Madden's on the cover of these. To me, I think that gives a little bit more value to the old school Madden games versus the newer ones that just have the player on there. But I don't know. It might be something to kind of look to forward in the future, but who knows? Yeah, you're not going to get a ton of money for these games, but $35 for a CIB Super Nintendo game, that's pretty good. This brings me back nostalgia for sure. Those old rental cases there, $24.99. The sealed one goes for $69.99, which is crazy. Oh, graded version 8.5. I'm not mad at that, man. Maybe you can find some sealed games for an auction, and I don't know. It depends, I guess, for you which game you want particular for Madden. As Madden's concerned, but without further ado, let's get on to the next one. But there you go, Madden 98 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. College Football 25. Obviously this is coming out fairly soon here. Like I said, I can't wait for this game to come out. I've been waiting forever to get this game, and this isn't necessarily like, this is kind of a funny one for me because it's a pre-order, which I think is really cool. College Football 5. Share this tab. So there's a locker version of the game. You get this locker. It's I guess the homecoming pack. think it's kind of cool, man. You know, for 150 bucks for, you know, for a game that has come out in, you know, 11 years or whatever it is, I'd be kind of cool to get this. And it kind of reminds me of those, like, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting to get this, but this deal. Frame jersey is not included. Okay. Branded football 25 branded locker replica. So a detailed miniature locker, perfect for showcasing your love for college football. Pretty cool. And you get a jersey. Wow, that's kind of tight. College branded official football. Wow, you get a bunch of stuff with this. So that's pretty tight, man. For 150 bucks. I mean, that's pretty cool. I would definitely think about getting that pre-order. I don't know if it's only available for pre-orders or if it's like just made to order, how it works, but College Football 25 comes out. Oh my God, I can't believe this comes out like in less than 2 weeks. So, but yeah, if you are pre-ordering it, think about getting that special locker version. It's only like an extra $100 for extra stuff. So this was an interesting game I've never heard of before. It's Klonoa Door to Phantom Lay. I never played this. It's very niche. I mean, PlayStation was the first, I would say, advanced system I ever bought. So, no, I'd say Sega Saturn is, but I really got into PlayStation, you know, further down the road. I never heard this game before. But supposedly, years after this game came out, there were later versions of this on Nintendo, and it won a bunch of Game of the Year awards. It's, again, like if you're just starting to get into video game investing or collecting, stick with the titles that are well known, because this might, I don't know, it's still really early to pay $900 for this game from what I can view. But yeah, let's take a look at the market and just see what it says. Klonoa. Okay. Okay, so it came out in 97. So wow, this is a factory sealed one. Went for $1,100. That was June 27th, people. $149 just for the disc. There's malfunctions on this. For replacement case, no disc. $488 for a PS1 complete CIB. That is insane. You know, always do your due diligence and do your research. I wonder if this is one of those deals where, like, Vinny would know a little bit more about this, but like, do you go for the PS1 version, or is it better just go for a Japanese sealed one? Yeah, because I mean, you're gonna pay $250 to $300 for a CIB. That's crazy. Very niche, though. This is a very niche product. Wow. But pretty cool. This is what's kind of cool about this, you know, about this whole market for collectibles, is you find out all these different, you know, games that came out when I was like, you know, of age to play video games, but like I would have passed this like 9 times out of 10 at, you know, at EB Games or Babbage's, or I never shopped there, but or, you know, Toys R Us. I want to get this game a second thought just based on the cover, though. But it seems like, you know, they really did a good job with the game. I mean, maybe it might be cool to pick this up like on the PlayStation Store and see how it plays. But I know, again, it came out Super NES, or sorry, Nintendo and later systems, like years later. There's a cool kind of timeline you can look up on this game. So anyway, that's your WTF video game of the week. I thought this was kind of cool. Scarface. I have the Godfather game sealed in PS2 and a 9.6, and that's part of my collection there. But if you're grading the movie, which I saw kind of, you know, sealed VHS getting graded, why not grade the Scarface video game as well? This game was a lot of fun. It had like the total GTA like vibe. You know, it's funny that Grand Theft Auto, the makers of Grand Theft Auto, didn't pair up and like try and get like a Scarface version and do kind of like build that world as well. But nonetheless, I mean, this is a really fun game. I couldn't put this game down when I played it. I did play it on PS3, I want to say. Maybe it was just PS2. I can't remember, but let's take a look at the market. You know, classic video game, sealed. Okay, let's take a look. $174.99 for a new in-box. Roll is yours. 102. So I mean, it's healthy. Sealed with authentic sticker. Cool. 100. So you're gonna pay about $100 for the $100 for this. CIB is going for 69. Man, that's healthy. I might just go the CIB route. Might grade a little higher, honestly. That's really healthy for this game, man. I don't know. It's something that could blow up, you know, like people are just not really paying attention to Scarface in general as far as the video game's concerned. I know a lot of people grade the movies, but man, yeah, like I said, why don't you grade the game instead? I mean, that seems a lot more fun to me. But nonetheless, Scarface, the Xbox version, really fun game. If you just want to play a fun game on Xbox Live or the PlayStation Store, man, pick this game up. It still holds the test of time. And if you're a Grand Theft Auto fan and you like Scarface, like, dude, fun, play this game. It's pretty fun. We're about 10 minutes into the show. I only have a few other slides left for today, but again, I think I want to thank everyone for their support, and click that like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and help us try and get to 700 subscribers. We're about 31 away, and I'll keep doing this content. And yeah, again, I hope you enjoy and get some stuff out of these videos that we do. Pokemon Red. This is just one I think I'm going to keep. I'm going to try and keep the Pokemon video games just kind of like going on these reports, because I think Pokemon's kind of like the the barometer for video game collecting. Like, everybody knows about Pokemon. You may not have played it, but this was the game to get when Pokemon came out as a playable video game. So let's take a look at the market. It's, it hits every generation too. I mean, and I'm going to kind of keep Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow. Those are kind of the three I want to look at. But yeah, let's take a look. Game Boy, CIB. Let's take a look at CIB first. So 150, I think that's really actually, oh, that's not the right one. $3.99. Okay, that makes more sense. $3.99. And still, I mean, imagine thinking about this book as like, I don't know, I'd say like as comic book collectors are concerned, like this is the Venom 300, arguably, of video games. Kind of think about it in that stratosphere. I know our boy Vinny likes to get the original Japanese versions, which I don't think is a bad idea to do either. And I really think if you're going to go for like the later versions of like different systems, I would probably go CIB, just because the seals are just so out of reach, and you're going to get a good return out of this. If you're able to press these, like, go for it. I haven't pressed a Game Boy game period, but it might just be worth a shot at. Man, 177.50. That's, I don't know how the box looks a little beat up there, but man, I mean, I think if you're not satisfied with like selling that for 400 and it grades like a 7.0, I just hold on to it, man. I mean, the Pokemon franchise is as hot as it's ever been. So 8.0, I mean, that's not bad, but buying that for a CIB, I'd probably just keep that, honestly, and just have it as an investable property. I wonder what made in Japan. Okay, huh. Cool. You might have to do a little more research, especially on which one you're trying to get, like whether it's a first print, whether it's Japanese version, whether it's the Game Boy Advance version, which might be a better alternative for you. And if you are also into the strategy guides, like, tell you what, man, it's a whole new world that I love to be a part of. But nonetheless, Pokemon Game Boy CIB or sealed. I couldn't find a sealed version, but I bet those go for quite a bit of money too. Mario Donkey Kong Mayhem. This is on Nintendo DS, so that's a little bit of a newer system that kids still actually play and collect and go to secondhand, or not secondhand, but secondary market video game stores and still try to find Nintendo DS video games. I know that because a couple of the nephews on my wife's side, they do still have a DS and they play it pretty consistently. So let's take a look. Mario Donkey Mayhem. And the reason I want to look at DS is kind of what I was saying just now is, I mean, the kids that graduated from DSs to like playing like computer games or, or, other type of deals, they may be looking to this like years down the road and thinking, oh, maybe I should invest or rebuy those games that I did when I was a kid. Let's see a sealed, because it looks like the CIB versions don't go for a ton. But I picked this just because there's two different things going on here. You have Mario, you have Donkey Kong, you have DS. And so this might take some time to kind of garner fruition, but I don't think it's a bad idea to start looking at Nintendo DS sealed games. Maybe we'll do a show if we get enough like viewers to do specific like systems and see if those markets are untapped for the moment. But again, it's all about nostalgia. Nostalgia is like the thing to invest in when it comes to video games and comic books. But for right now, DS is a little bit low on the lower side, but it might be an opportunity to do more research and see what the more rare video games are for DS and sealed, and see if you can get like a deal on those, or just maybe buy CIP and see and hold on to it and see what happens. Castlevania Legends, I kind of kept it a little bit more on the Game Boy side here, but I thought this was a really cool game. I wanted to look up some other Game Boy games, or sorry, some other Castlevania games, but I saw the box of this and I was just like, wow, this is pretty cool. Game Boy was my first portable console, and so I thought, I was thinking like, okay, what games did I play on Game Boy? Tetris. And then I don't know what happened to my Game Boy. I think I lost it. But nonetheless, Game Boy Castlevania Legends is considered like one of the top games to collect, I guess, on Game Boy. I didn't look up the prices for these, but let's see if it's real. Whoa, I guess it is. $210 for, it looks like a Japanese version. So scroll down. So just the game is $180. Wow. 300 for just a regular working one. And I feel like Castlevania is one of those franchises that, yeah, it's an investable franchise. After Mario and Zelda and Donkey Kong, like that's the next one. Holy cow. Ultra rare. Must be a very rare game. I'm not really sure. $200 and it's on Game Boy. Tested, man, that's a lot of money. $833 for a CIB, no reserve. That's back in May though. And look, I mean, we're looking at May sales. This isn't a very common game to get, or when it comes onto the market, I guess it doesn't come very often. Let's take a look and see. Sorry, guys, I did not share that tab. Let's see the search on this. 185. Man, the Japanese cover is actually kind of cooler. 274, 265. Test and working. CIP's 825 or best offer. Wow. I'm just amazed at this. This is pretty insane. But wow, Castlevania Legends. You're gonna have to put down quite a bit of money to get this book, or sorry, to get this game. We got that's, I don't think it's very niche, quote unquote. The game itself is niche, but the franchise is not. And we're ending with a Castlevania game. So Castlevania X, this game I feel, or what I've read, was based on the most recent show, because the main protagonist in the Castlevania show uses magic. And I want to say that magic is used in this game as well. The cover's awesome. So let's take a look. Yes. And it's very expensive. I don't remember this game. I want to say that this game probably came out when I was stopped playing SNES and started playing Sega Saturn, like, or your CD, specific games. But wow, $325.15. Oh, please read. I hate it when they say that, because that probably means it's not a very good one to invest in. Dracula X. Wow, that's pretty cool. $400, $1,300 for this guy. And I remember, I think I did a show. I think I did an episode on this, and yeah, this is expected. But let's see the actual souls, because we look at $274. And here's another thing too. When you're investing in these type of titles, you have to get a good box. $270 for this. It's essentially just for the game. $824 for CIB. Wow. $2604 the game only. Should go to Canada and see if I can get some deals up there. That doesn't look like the right one. $1393 CIB. Wow. 2001. I don't know why that's that expensive. I mean, it looks really clean, but I wonder what a sealed would go for. Wow. That's pretty cool though. All right. Well, that's your show for the day. Thanks everyone for watching. I really do appreciate everyone's support. And yeah, if you are not busy tomorrow, we're back on at our regular time at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Hope to see you all there on the comic book show. But without further ado, thanks for watching. You all have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next video game market report on the network. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.